TEFL. My name is Casey. I am an IT alum and I live here in Barcelona. I've lived here for about a year and a half and I am currently an English language assistant through the Meddeas Program. So I'll be showing you a day in the life as an English language assistant here in Barcelona. I have to get to work right now. It's a little bit of a rainy day, but hopefully the sun will come out, fingers crossed, and I can show you more about Barcelona. I'll give you more info about my TEFL journey and everything, apartment tour expenses, later today. Okay, hello guys. I am now in my school. I wanted to just share a little bit about me. I'm 25 years old. I'm from Long Island, New York. I went to school at the University of Rhode Island, Rhody Rams, and I studied public relations and film media. After college, I lived and worked in New York City for 2 years at a public relations agency. It was great, it was a good experience, but I only had about 10 vacation days a year, and I had never been to Europe. I always wanted to travel, always thought about teaching. I love helping people, and so getting my TEFL certificate just made sense. So once I decided to take the plunge, I got all my things in order to do the student visa option. I moved to Barcelona in January 2019 on a student visa, and I took the on-site TEFL course. That is where I met my boyfriend, who you guys will meet later today. He's Portuguese, so if you have any questions about being a non-native teacher here in Barcelona, as well as teaching online, which is what he does with, along with private students, you can definitely ask him and you'll meet him later. So like I said, I took the class on-site here in Barcelona. Once that was over, the TEFL course, and I got my certification, I started my Spanish classes here in Barcelona. I think it was 20 hours a week, and at that time I was also working with VIP Kid. So currently I teach in a school 45 minutes outside of Barcelona, the city center, called Meddeas. And I got this job by becoming an English language assistant with the Meddeas Program. So basically I work 24 hours a week, and then I have a student visa by taking an expert in bilingual education course online, and my hours working in the school are considered kind of like an internship. So I currently teach 3-year-olds. I teach 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds in a private school, like I said, in Meddeas, and I work 5 days a week from 9 to 4:30. But like I said, I only am working 24 hours a week because I have a student visa. So how that works is I have a lot of breaks during the day, as well as a 2-hour lunch break every day, which is when the kids take their siestas. So I can't show you guys around the school because I work with kids who are so young, but I can tell you they are so cute. I have a picture of an empty classroom that I can show you, as well as one of the activities that I did today. And this is actually like a smock that I have to wear every day, just to keep your own clothes clean. So this is like my uniform, if you're interested in that. Right now I'm going to finish making these gifts that I'm making for the teachers who I worked with this year, since I won't be back at the school next year. So I'm just gonna add a little box that you guys can ask me any questions that you have, and I will get to them soon. Okay, so I take a bus and a metro tour. This is the bus situation. You can't have contact with the driver. You just put your ticket in here, and it's usually one person per seat, but right now it's empty. Okay, you guys, I just got off the metro. I am walking home and just wanted to say that I asked for sun to come out for you guys today, and it came, out. It is here. It is a beautiful day in Barcelona. Check out Las Ramblas right now. How do I do it? Flippy flip. This is crazy. It is so empty. I'll share more about the COVID situation. I got a lot to say about it. But this place is never so empty. There's no tourists, and it's a little sad. Okay, so we are at my apartment front desk. There's a guy that sits there and gets packages, and he plays classical music. I don't know if you could hear it. I don't know where he is, but this is the elevator situation, and I don't like it. I mean, I do, it's fine. It's a little scary, but very typical of Spain. Someone really funny. All right, so we are home. An outfit change has happened because it is so hot out, which is awesome. Maybe we'll go to the beach later, but let's get this apartment tour started. Afonso's teaching right now, so let's sneak up on him and hope he doesn't kill us. It'll be fun. So right when you walk in, there is the bathroom, standard. I have a bathtub. My last apartment didn't have a bathtub, so I don't really know how normal that is in Barcelona. This is all storage, mirror, storage. We keep going, we're walking, and we enter the kitchen. This is a really big kitchen, definitely not normal for Barcelona. We have a washing machine there, a dishwasher, which we actually don't really use. We just wash our own dishes, stove, oven, microwave, toaster, you know, everything came here. We did not buy anything. Keep going, and we are in the living room. So this is the living room situation. I really like all the art that's in this apartment. Again, we did not buy anything, everything, couch, TV, all came. I only bought these rugs in Morocco, and they totally go with the vibe, which is cool. We have a little TV. This is where I teach on the weekends. I teach with VIP Kid. Welcome to my classroom. We have two really big doors that let in so much natural light. Thank goodness, because we were in this apartment during the coronavirus situation, so we were not allowed to leave this apartment for 2 months, and it was crazy. So let's go to the balcony, which was our only source of fresh air during that time. This was our view. I think it was actually 3 months. Let me fact check that. And as we look over there, you can see there's the entrance to a plaza that I will show you. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, now we will go into the bedroom where Afonso is teaching. This was from his birthday, which was during the lockdown, so this was the only way we could celebrate this little sign that I made. So I'm going to be quiet, but let's surprise him. There he is.
So,
this is the bedroom. Cute boy. And closets. And this is actually a pull-out bed as well. And that's it. Alright, now that I did my lovely apartment tour and I shared my monthly expenses, I'm going to start answering some questions, but I just wanted to add my personal account again. If I don't get to your question, message me there. I know I've gotten a few messages already and I've seen them, and I'm going to answer them. Instagram is hard, and just be patient, but keep them coming. So this is actually why I chose to do Meddeas versus the other language assistant programs here in Spain. Because unlike the other programs, you do not have to pay a fee with Meddeas. You pay a deposit and you get that deposit back at the end of the school year. So you pay the fee in the beginning of once you've been accepted and been placed at a school, then you pay your fee. And then once you finish the school year and you pass your online course, and you get a favorable review from the school that you've been working at, you get that deposit back. I believe the deposit was about 900 euros, and I'm stoked to get that back soon. So you do need to still pay the deposit. Anyone that is in the program needs to pay the deposit. But if you have your TEFL certificate, you'll do great in the program, so I'm sure that you would get it back. Good luck! For recommendations, I would obviously recommend Barcelona. I'll be showing more of the city later today. If you have any other questions about Meddeas, just message me. I actually won't be renewing through Meddeas again. I would, but I'm going to be living in Portugal next year, so that is the only reason why I'm not doing Meddeas again. If I could go back in time, I 150% would do the Meddeas program again. It was such an amazing experience to live and work legally here in Spain in a private school. I am actually in the midst of creating a blog as a resource that answers all of these questions, and one of the posts that I've been working on is an overview of all the different language assistant programs here in Spain, as well as my personal pros cons for each program. One of the pros and the reason why I chose Meddeas was because you don't pay a fee, you pay a deposit, and you get that back at the end of the school year. It's also one of the highest paying programs here in Spain, and it also offers positions in Barcelona, which was the only city that I wanted to be in. I was already living in Barcelona on a student visa when I did apply for Meddeas, and I applied actually really late. I applied last May, so I just had to renew my student visa in Spain, which you are able to do. Also wanted to note that Meddeas is still accepting applications for the upcoming school year for positions that start in September, October, or in January. So if you are living in the US right now, I think the most feasible option would to maybe begin teaching in October or January, just because the visa application process can take like 3 months. So if you do a language assistant program, you get a monthly grant, and that is basically like your salary, and you get paid from whichever program that hires you. So I get paid from Meddeas. Yes, definitely. There are plenty of people in the Meddeas program who are single, and what they do is they rent a room, which is much cheaper than renting an entire apartment, which is what I have. So I am able to save a little bit each month. If you saw my monthly expenses, it comes to around 600 or 700 euros extra a month. Typically, I use all of that on traveling. And the reason why I'm able to save an extra 600, 700 a month, regardless of Barcelona being a break-even city, is because I will usually teach 1 or 2 weekends. I will teach with VIP Kid, and also during my lunch breaks throughout the school year, I would have private lessons. So I was able to save money with VIP Kid and private lessons. That was kind of like my travel money, and then my salary was more for living expenses. So again, you just need to pay the deposit, which you get back at the end of the program. And then at the end of the program, you also get a certificate as an expert in bilingual education. So for the Meddeas program, and I believe the other language assistant programs, you do need a degree. However, if you have your TEFL certificate, you could come to Barcelona and just do private lessons and make a pretty good income with that. Oh gosh, yes, I do have AC. My other apartment, I used to live in Pobla Sec, that had AC. I couldn't imagine living here without AC, so kudos to you. So I actually don't have any student loans, so I don't know how much you would need to save for your student loans. But if you're willing to maybe not travel and budget accordingly, perhaps you could pay off your student loans. Yes, as I said, I was working for 2 years full-time prior, so I basically was saving up all of my money. Definitely save up as much as you can, because startup costs, I was not expecting to be so expensive here. So I think ITA recommends that you have about $3,000 saved. I would recommend for startup costs, at least in Barcelona, I would recommend $5,000. That will cover if you decide to rent an apartment versus rent a room that'll cover the agency fee, which is typically 1 month's rent. It will also cover just getting accustomed to Barcelona and finding a job. You may not be able to find a job right away. You may not be able to find students right away, and then you still need to pay your rent. So I would definitely recommend $5,000 as a safety net. It honestly was a bit more difficult than I expected to find an apartment here. When I originally moved here, I rented an apartment with a friend, and then with the apartment that I'm in now, I rent with my boyfriend. So with both cases, I was renting a full apartment and maybe was a bit pickier with certain things that I wanted and certain areas or locations that I did not want to be in versus certain areas that I did want to be in. If you are looking for just a room, you should be able to find that very easily. So with Meddeas, your visa is from, if you do the full school year, it's from September until July. So my visa is expiring soon, and I will be moving to Portugal with my boyfriend. With this, it depends on who you're renting from. If you're renting from a person, you could probably transfer it to them. If you're renting from an agency, I've had cases where I needed a Spanish bank account, but I've also had cases where I could use my credit card. Hello, my fellow roadie and New York friend. For not having a bachelor's, if you have your TEFL, I think you will do just fine with getting private students, and having private students should be enough income for you. So my Spanish, hablo un poquito de español. I took Spanish classes for about 5 or 6 months. I didn't go all the time. I have a very basic beginner's level of Spanish, and everyone here speaks English. But if you don't speak Spanish, do not let that hold you back from coming to Spain. I have learned so much Spanish just from working at my school. I can definitely get by if someone asks me directions. I can tell them where to go. I can have a decent conversation in Spanish, and I can understand things that I hear. You will pick it up when you get here, and if you take Spanish classes, that's a great way. Definitely don't let it hold you back. I moved here to Barcelona having never taken in Spanish class in my life, and it's getting better. So rent in Barcelona and probably Madrid is going to be way more expensive than if you live in a little town somewhere else in Spain. I would say renting a room in Barcelona and Madrid is a much cheaper option. Okay, so I just realized how long this takeover is becoming, and I'm sorry, there's just so many questions and things that I want to address. And one of the things is the situations here in Spain with COVID. So basically for 2 months, we were on a complete lockdown here in Spain. We were not allowed to leave our apartments. You could leave your apartment to get groceries, to go to the pharmacy, and if you had work, you could leave your apartment to go to work, but everyone kind of was forced to work from home and the schools were closed. So slowly we were allowed out in phases. We were allowed to go outside from, I think it was 6 to 10 o'clock in the morning, or from 8 to 11 o'clock at night, and you were only allowed to go out for 1 hour a day in either of those time slots. That lasted for about 3 weeks, and then we were allowed outside. The past two weeks, I believe, we've been allowed outside, and things are slowly getting back to normal. I believe next Monday is when Spain will be opening their borders to other European residents. I don't know when the borders are going to be open to American citizens and people coming from the US if you are not a resident of Spain. So if you are a resident of Spain living in the US, you can come back. You have to show your proof of residency, but at the moment, other people cannot enter Spain. What is going to happen for the next school year? We don't know. I mean, no one knows. So basically what happened with Meddeas this year is it was up to the schools to decide if they wanted to keep their language assistants here in Spain or let their language assistants go and let them go home. My school said that they wanted to keep hiring me for me to keep making videos during the quarantine, which was our online learning for that period of time. So that is how I was able to stay here in Spain, because my school wanted me to stay. Right now at the school, every single teacher needs to wear a mask, and we get our temperature taken every single morning. My school already is preparing for the possibility of there being online classes next school year if there is a second wave of the coronavirus. Should this hold you back? I don't know. I cannot tell you the answer to that. I'll be honest with you, it was a really difficult time here in Spain during the coronavirus because we were not allowed out of our apartments. It was tough. I don't think if there is a second wave, I don't think the severity of the lockdown will be to the degree that it was these past few months, but I don't know. If you guys have more questions, definitely ask me, keep asking me throughout the day. Again, I realize that this takeover is becoming very long because there's so many questions. I still want to show you around Barcelona. You still need to meet my boyfriend Afonso. He finished teaching online and now he's at private lessons, so we're going to get tapas later and I will show you around Barcelona a little bit before then. Okay everyone, so Afonso's done with his private lessons and he'll give you a little intro about himself.
Hi everyone, so I'm Afonso from Portugal. Currently I teach in 2 online companies. I also teach some private tutoring here in Barcelona. So if you have any questions, just DM me, okay?
And yes, we met here at the on-site Barcelona course, so if you get your TEFL on-site somewhere, you may meet your future love of your life. Who knows? Alright, I am signing off for the day. Thank you for staying with me. I know I talked a lot and shared a lot of information. There's just so much. So I hope it was really helpful. If you're interested in the language assistant program Meddeas or moving to Barcelona on a student visa, nervous about the COVID situation, I just hope it was helpful for you. Dropping my handle again. If you want to reach out if I didn't get to your questions or just seeing the story, definitely reach out to me. I will be moving to Portugal, so if you have any questions about that, stay tuned, and thanks for joining me today. Bye!